we're going to discuss Twitter and sales logic, and we're just going to go over Twitter very briefly because Twitter is so in-depth. We're going to need probably a couple of different webinars to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so when people sign up for a Twitter account, there's so many different people on Twitter that it's really important for you to really know what your purpose is. Some people, especially automotive shops, they sign up for it maybe to utilize the social media site to build their brand. A lot of people use it to share ideas. Other people use it to, check the news, stuff like that. People use it, it's important. And a lot of shops use it for, because everything on Twitter is indexed by the search engines immediately. So it's important for shops to use it too. The main thing with Twitter is to define your purpose and know what your purpose is. And that way, when you start to post, you kind of know where you're at and what you're doing with it. So that's really the key to Twitter. Anything that you do, be passionate about it. So when you're posting stuff on Twitter, don't post things that are off topic for people who are going to be following you. If you're posting on, a sales consultant website, post things that they can utilize. If you're posting for, as an automotive consultant, like all of you will be doing, post it so that it's something that the shops can use too. Just viable information. And even if you're just doing Mitchell updates, make sure you do that. And what happens is when you put in the name of the city that you're in or the name of the city that you're targeting, when people search in that city or when they type that information into Twitter, that search will automatically come up and those results will come up without them ever following you on Twitter. So it's a great way to find new markets. Mm-hmm. You need to define yourself and determine your strategy before ever starting. Is your strategy to listen to customers? So maybe when people respond to your tweets, they need to know more information about your service or your product. So listen, engage, and post useful messages. The really cool thing is you can set up an automated response. So for example, I followed Mitchell 1 today when I opened up my Twitter account. They automatically sent me a response that says, thank you for following our Twitter feed. So you can set that up too. Once you've zeroed in on your purpose and your passion, which for you, Al, it would most likely be, helping these shops grow and making them more profitable. So that's a really good way to approach it. Setting up your own Twitter account is super easy, and we'll actually walk through that when we're done. I want to show you what the trending topics, what the trending topics are on Twitter, and then I'll show you hashtags and how to engage others in that. When you set up your handle, for example, we have @repnexus.com. When you send someone to Twitter, you can just add @repnexus.com or @alhalleck.com or however you want to set that up. Make sure you take a good profile picture because the whole world is going to see it. You don't have to follow somebody on Twitter to be able to get their updates. You can go right to their Twitter page. Everything is public. If you're using a logo or something like that, try to make it to where it can be small enough that people can read it. However, it still looks good. So don't make it compressed, just make it look decent. And you can change your profile image at any time by clicking on the gear icon, and we'll walk through that also. This is really simple, and I wanted to touch base on connecting your Twitter account and your Facebook account. This is something that we've discussed for a lot of the different shops that you guys go into that you deal with. What you want to do when you sell social CRM is if you can link your Twitter account to your Facebook account, then you're able to get them twice as many updates. And that's also another way to drive more traffic by the search engines back to your website. So both of those things are beneficial. So if you have a customer that says, yeah, I have social CRM or I have Demandforce or I have this or I have that, you can upsell them by telling them, if I connect your Twitter page and your Facebook business page together, and this one shows the personal and the business is on the next one, but if you connect those together, they're able to get all of those updates on their Twitter page and have them indexed on search engines. So it's just another link back to their Facebook page and back to their website. That reciprocal link, because Twitter is so important on search engines and Facebook is ranked so high on search engines, having those two links having updates fed to them and being linked back to their website is huge for search engine positioning. So that's a big deal. Do you have any questions on any of that, Al?
No, I don't. Like, I'm just absorbing everything that you're saying here.
And I will send this out to you too. It can be a little overwhelming. I'm going to go to Twitter.
Okay.
Here. I already have a handle. If not, you would just fill this information out down here. It's really easy to set up quickly. Okay, so here's my Twitter account. So what I've done, and actually I just recently started this Twitter account because I needed one for RepNexus. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've posted a few updates. So if I want to see my news feed on here, I can simply click RepNexus, and this gives me everything I've posted in my news feed. So I can read all of the different things that I've posted. Now, for example, if I wanted to go to, I'm going to go look at another Twitter account. So I'm going to go to Power Your Market. And I don't know if that's it. So let's search a little bit more.
How do you search for an account in Twitter?
Through your email.
Oh,
you can search through email.
If you go to the search box at the top, can I go to @a-hole 43? That's mine?
Yeah, you can. Okay, so spell it out for me.
A-H-A-L-L 43 @
Okay, there you are.
Oh, you see me?
Yep, you're on Twitter. So now what I can do is I click follow. And that's it.
That's it.
And then if I want to retweet this onto my page, I can retweet that onto RepNexus. And then when I go to RepNexus again, or I can just click back to my profile, but when I search for it in there and I type in RepNexus, then see I've retweeted that. And that's it.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, and the other cool thing is if I want to search for a town, let's say, why don't we search for Redlands and see what's going on in Redlands? So if I search for Redlands, it's going to come up with everything that has the name Redlands in it. So we're not following any of these people. This is just information that is in the city of Redlands. So all of the different cities that you serve, you can go in. For example, tell me one of the different cities that you serve.
Riverside, Redland, Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay, let's do Riverside to start out with, and let's look at auto. We'll just type in auto. All of these places come up for Riverside Auto that you could be following, and when you follow them, they will follow you back.
Oh,
so this one's in Riverside of the UK, so let's type in
California.
Yeah, and then it will follow us. And the other thing that you can do is you can search for places to follow based on their location also. So we'll also touch base on that in the next article that we look at. But you're able to search for all kinds of different places based on where they're at and how they're listed. So that's pretty huge.
But your famous city that you like Upland, California.
Upland, California.
Yeah, that's where your buddy Joel is at.
Upland, okay, so if I want to type in Upland, California, and type in automotive. Or automotive, yeah, either way. It just depends on what people spell. So I can type in automotive, and all of these pages are automotive sites or automotive technicians in that area that you could start following, and then they will most likely follow you back.
I see. Okay, great. So I can.
And if I wanted to go to advanced search, I could go into the advanced search area, and I could type in car repair. And I could type in all of these words. So I can go down here and I can search for different accounts, or I can search for, you know, near my location. So for you, you would search near your location, and that's it. That's all you would do, and then it will return those. So I'm going to turn on. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question here. You remember a few weeks ago you told us you can, in the Facebook, you can put all the email of all your accounts. You can invite them in. Can you do the same thing on Twitter?
Yes, you can. So if you want to go, I'm going to go home. And then I can click following, for example, as I just followed you. Or you can go into, I believe it is under, let's see, I haven't done this recently. So if I want to find more people to follow, I can go over here, or I can find friends. And then I can just import them right out of my Gmail account or whatever account that you have. Or I can go down here and actually type in the email.
Fantastic, because I still got that CBS file, CSV file that you told me about with about 2,100 email on all the territories.
Right. So if I'm on here and I wanted to go to, I'm going to see now I'm in my last pass. I'm glad that you shared that also. If I wanted to go, I can find it. Okay, so I'm going to log in here. I'm going to allow access. Now what it's going to do is it's going to invite people to follow me after I go through this. So it's going to load my address book right now. And I have 87 contacts in there that I could start following right now. Okay?
Wow, I see it.
And then if I follow all of these people selected, and what I would do is I would go through them before I started following them. But see, this is interesting. Miguel Lopez has one. Bolt-On Technologies has one. A lot of people that are in business have these. So it's important. Country Auto has one. I actually set that one up, so I knew about that one. But there's a lot of different, and Jeff Ryan, he owns a shop in Kansas City. So there is just a variety of different people that you can follow on here. And I mean, the possibilities are endless, honestly. So it's great that you're able to do that.
Okay.
So that's kind of a quick overview of what Twitter is. And the more people that you follow, the more people that will follow you back. This is a hashtag right here. So when I post something on Twitter, see how I put hashtag cell phone and hashtag mobile marketing?
Yes.
So when I put those hashtags there, I can go up here and I could search for mobile marketing. And it may not have indexed it yet, but I can just search for that. And it will come up with everybody who mentioned that, ever.
Oh, my.
So it's very beneficial. And if I do, let's just do automotive consultant. Everybody who's ever put up automotive consultant within the last couple of years. So that's not even a word that's used very often, which is interesting.
Fantastic.
So
when
you can start using.
When you search in Twitter, you don't space? I noticed that you're not spacing.
Like when I'm using a hashtag, I'm searching for a hashtag, I don't space because see, it's not spaced in there either.
Oh, I see. Okay. So that's good.
If you don't want to use a hashtag and you just want to search for it,
but if you have tag, does it become yours forever? And if it doesn't exist?
It doesn't belong to anyone, but if you hashtag, let's say you hashtagged automotive consultant, you search for just that, and then you posted something for automotive consultant. When you post this right here on advice of on the advice of my automotive consultant, So see how people mention that word? If you put in automotive consultant, or let's type in Mitchell 1 and see how many times it's mentioned. This is a great example.
Okay.
So we have Mitchell 1.
Yeah, I see.
So we've got check out great resources. That was 7 hours ago. But as you can see through here, they don't post a lot with their name. On April 2nd, they posted 1, 2, 3. And then March 20th. March 20th again.
And here's, yeah.
March 14th. So it's about every 6 days that they post, maybe 10 days.
Okay, and March 12th, I see it down there. Okay. So
Now,
hashtag helps quite a bit. It brings out a lot.
Yes. Yes, it does. Now, here's another thing that you can do. I can go to my messages, and I can write a post to you at
Hall 43.
Oh, 43. Okay. So I can write
For joining the meeting.
now, when I do that, it just posted this on here. Now, if I want to go to yours and go to ALHALL 43, I can go over to yours.
It's already there, right?
Right? It should be showing up. And I must have put something in there wrong. ALHALL 43. There it is.
Mine is Hall 43, at Hall 43.
Oh, okay. So that's
Al.
why it didn't show up. So let's go do that again. So what we'll do is we'll go here. We'll delete this. I'm just going to copy that so I don't have to retype it. Delete. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to compose it again. And then I'm going to take off A. I'm going to go there. So now what it did, what it mentioned you, now that it's mentioned you in your news feed, go to your news feed and see if it's showing up there.
Okay, let me go to mine. And new feed. Where's the new feed?
When you click on your profile, it should show up in there, or it will go to you as a private message. So you'll see a little 1 up here in this area.
Where will the 1 be? Show me again.
It would show you in this direct messages because I went directly to you. So, and it may take a few minutes for you to come through, but it will show that it's been delivered to you. So it's kind of a neat thing. Now, the other thing that's really cool is when I retweet something, so let's say I think this car is great. I'm going to retweet this car, and I'm going to retweet it onto my page. So now when I go to RepNexus, this is the news feed that people see when they see my RepNexus, and they can see this tweet right here. I retweeted something that you also said. So now everybody can see this tweet. So see how easily you can connect with your customers?
Yes. Pretty cool.
So, yeah, this is a really good example of some great ways to connect. I am going to go to Sales Logic with you right now because we had talked about that. And I'm going to log in here so that you can kind of see just a few of the ins and outs about Sales Logic that I wanted to show you.
609 and 101? No.
Yep, it didn't type it in yet for some reason. My keyboard is being difficult today. Come on. Okay, so now when we go in here, if you go over to, I see that you're putting in your opportunities over here. When you go over to sales orders, it will give you these different areas broken down into what they have and what they don't have. So when I click on Teamworks, Add ECRM. And Al, do you use this feature?
I use a lot of the sales order, yes.
Okay, so then what
I export. I do a lot of exporting too, to file.
Yes.
I take it out of there because Sales Logic is a pain in the butt to work in.
It is very difficult to work in. Some of the features actually have not been enabled. So again, I'm going to send you an email on that because that's important. That may be what some of the issues are. But when you click on the products, you can actually see what they have. So for example, 16th Street Garage does not have social CRM. So this would be a great person for you to follow up with.
Yeah.
This one also. So when you go through there, and then what I usually do is if they don't have it, I click on their name so that I can look at the full view in Sales Logic so I can see kind of what they have and if they haven't updated this list accurately or not. The other thing that I did, so when I go through here, yes, they don't have the social CRM. So, and this is the actual name of the shop, 4701 Slauson Inc., right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go to Facebook. This is something else that's interesting. And when I go to my Facebook, what I do is I will type in this. So I would look at this online, and if it doesn't, so they don't even have a Facebook page, which is interesting. So when I go here, I'm going to type in Facebook because maybe it doesn't come up in the search. I can type in their name there. So they don't have it at all. It's not listed in here. They have no Facebook page. So if I go back,
do me a favor, look up another account. I just signed him a couple of weeks ago on Sales Logic. Put in Stus, S-T-U-S, like A-E, space A-E, transmission. Space it.
Okay.
A-E,
transmission.
and then space again, right there. He's already there. You're already there.
Okay, so but he has 31 likes so far. So this is what you want to do with him. You want to go in and you want to talk to him a little bit and import all of his, manager customers like we talked about so that you can have those all in there. Now, something else that you want to talk to him about. Do you see how when we look at this, they post about every 6 days on here too. And they really need to be posting daily or every other day at the most. But if you look at this.
I wonder if that's the one that Mitchell opened for him because we signed him, I think, last week.
Well, it has Mitchell One's reviews. So,
yep.
And we can take a look at when he joined Facebook, March 27th. And these are things that he's posted. No, he owned this Facebook beforehand.
Yes, he did.
To see how, so, they probably haven't increased any likes lately. However, you could go in and definitely bump that up for him, and that would make him very happy. If you look at...
You'd be proud of me. I took him away from Demand Force.
I'm very proud of you. Good job.
Took him from Demand Force about 10 days ago.
See, that's awesome. I wanted to tell you this also. When you look at this, if I go in here, what I've been posting for 60 Minute Tune is I've been posting these updates for them, and I'm putting images or links back and forth to their website and sharing information like that. So people tend to like things more like that. They tend to get on there and start, they just tend to like things that have pictures in them. They like things that are more personal. And, so there's a lot of different things you can do with these, with Facebook. And if I type in C&M Auto, this is another one that I personally update. So when you go through here,
I took one of Joel, one of my customers, a personal friend of Joel Automotive, and I took him from Mechanics Net on Monday.
Awesome. Well, see, and Joel's Automotive is just, and if you could go into Joel's when you're in the area again, we went through, and I've been posting stuff for him too. So I went through, and he has 24 likes so far, and we just got this off the ground. So if you could go in and invite all of the people to like his manager, that would be, from his manager, that would be very helpful too. That we post little things. Go ahead.
Question for you. If I go to my personal page, Albert Halleck, I don't have the thing at the top where it says build your audience. But if I go to my Mitchell One, my personal Mitchell One Facebook page, I have the build too. Is there a reason for that?
Well, because you have one of them as a business page and one of them isn't.
Personal, right?
Right. Your personal will not have your build audience, but if I do Al Halleck, and we have, I'm not sure what it is. I know that I've liked it before.
Al Halleck.
And then it's Mitchell One.
I'm going to it right now because I can never remember which way I got it. I have it as Al space Halleck, your Mitchell One rep. Al Halleck, your Mitchell One rep. That's it.
But this isn't your actual business page, is it?
No, that's not my business one.
So I'm going to go to I could go to your likes. It's not showing up on here. It used to show up on here. So we can look at your likes and be able to see what you like. So if I click on likes, have you ever liked your own page?
What's that?
Have you liked your own page yet? I see down here you haven't liked your page yet. So if you go to your pages profile and you click like on your pages, then it will show that you liked your page.
How do you, what's the word again? Spell it out.
Go to your pages in your newsfeed. So if I go over here in my newsfeed and I click on Joel's Automotive,
yeah,
you're going to have your name, the name of your company in there, and you're going to have Joel's Automotive or, Al Halleck. Click on it, and then you can like your page while you're in there.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay.
And then you can share it on Facebook so other people can like it too.
Okay.
So those are two. Go ahead.
I didn't think I could like my own page.
Yeah, do you see up here where it says your liking is Joel's Automotive? I can change it to Tiffany Johnson, and it will allow me to do that.
I see.
So that's a really good example of how that works. And then let's go back to Sales Logic because I want to touch on that just a little bit more, and it logged me out. So log back in.
That's another thing that I hate about it.
It does log you out.
They were supposed to shut it at 4 o'clock this afternoon. For at least an hour.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they're doing cleanup at 5 o'clock.
That could very possibly be. So I explained this, and you're familiar with this part of it, going through and cross-referencing those. And then what I do is, for example, this one shows that it doesn't have it. So what I would do is I would click on it. I would look at his Sales Logic, the details of it. And then once it loads, I can go and I copy that, and they do not have anything from you right now. I mean, they have this manager, but they don't have any other service, the social CRM. So I could simply go right back here.
By the way,
when
Los Angeles and 185 and 271 don't belong to me. They just allow me to see the Sales Logic. So if I get a lead, I can see what they got, but they're not assigned to me. I can sell in those territories. He does not have a rep in those territories, but he allows me to sell in those areas. So he allows me to see those the cards, the accounts.
Right. Well, and if you look at this right here, this person doesn't even have a Facebook page. This would be a great person to go and talk to because he's tried to invite people. he has, okay, duplicate page detected. So I'm going to go over here and see if this is another additional page. So 2 people have set this page up. So he has 2 different pages already that need to be combined. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, they're in different locations, so they're actually not even duplicate pages. See how that's the same name?
Yes.
And they only have their places page? That needs to be sorted out right away. And then the other not duplicate, so I just fixed that for them actually. When I click not duplicate, that repaired that for them. So when I go back over to here, and I can go, let's go back. When we search for this, I can just close out of this. Close out, thank you. So I could like this page right now. Okay, so now I've liked it. And when we go into this, they don't even have an actual business Facebook page set up. So if you walked in there and said, hey, you have a places page, you're in competition with another Facebook page, and you don't even have it set up, this would be a really good way for you to walk in the door with something like this. So utilizing Sales Logic to see what they have so that you can go deeper into what they need when they're selling it, huge, huge thing. So the other thing that I do is I go into Sales Logic, and I would go back to here, and I'm going to go to just one more of these and look at them because I'm going to do something a little different. So when I look at Charlie's Automotive, okay, I can click on him, and then I'm just going to go to Google, and I'm going to type in And what town was he in? He is in Torrance.
Torrance.
So I'm going to go here. Okay, so he's got Yelp reviews, lots of Yelp reviews. He's on Angie's list. So this guy obviously is a seller's shop. So now when I go here and I type in make sure I have the name right. He only has a places page and no one's ever checked in. This is a stellar lead. Now this is showing Carson, California. Is that incorrect?
Yeah, that's incorrect.
So not only is his Facebook page incorrect, the only thing that comes up for his Facebook page is inaccurate also, and he doesn't have a Facebook page set up. So that's how I find social CRM leads for you guys. I don't know if you've ever done that or gone to that extent, but I hope that you find it helpful.
Sure, I do.
So that's kind of, that's the basic gist of what we're going to go over in Sales Logic. The only other thing I wanted to let you know, when you go into opportunities, that's where they imported all of your new Info USA data.
Yeah.
And when you look at that data, what I did is I exported that data and imported it into your Google contacts. And then I merged duplicate contacts so that I could see who had accounts, existing accounts, and who didn't have existing accounts. So that way I knew, what was duplicate information and what wasn't.
Okay, so you took the Info USA
and I exported it
to a file, and then you, okay.
So I exported this. It would be like me exporting this to a file. And then I went in and I exported all of the Mitchell 1 accounts right here. So this is what you would do. You would export everything, and I do accounts with email or however you want to do it is fine. So you can click accounts and email. And then you can merge duplicate files when you import them into your Google contacts.
I see. Okay, that's a great idea.
So, and with Michael Still, I helped him with that, and he was able to eliminate, I think, 4,000 bad leads because they were duplicated in the system.
Charge. Look how many I got in there. 7,090.
Yeah, so this would be an excellent thing for you to do. And just for fun, let's do this. So export this to a file. Okay.
You're taking the wrong file. Let me show you.
Actually,
take a yeah, go ahead. It doesn't make a difference.
I'm going to go ahead and export this file because I'm not going to keep it. I just want to show you something. So when you do this, we're going to export that file. Okay, export. Then we're going to go to opportunities. Okay, close. Okay, so now we have the opportunities here, and I'm going to close this and I'll look at it later. Okay, so here's your first export, right? Then if you went to opportunities, which is what they imported your Info USA data in, so as soon as that loads, gosh, this is a little slow today.
Because I wonder if they shut it down already. Who knows?
Well, here's the opportunities. Here's everything that's in this file. So they imported an additional 356 people into your sales logic. Okay? So I can export this file. And I'm going to just do it in a standard CSV. I'm going to open that up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, and this is what you would do, if you weren't doing this in Google Contacts, or even if you are doing it in Google Contacts, you can minimize that. You can go to the one that's been exported, which is the other one. So we have this right here. And then I'm going to go to the bottom of this list. And I am just going to do paste. Okay, now as you can see, obviously some of these things aren't going to matter. So when we have description and, you know, this information, that doesn't really matter because you don't need that information in there. That is just, right, it's just additional information. So what you would do is you would line these up. So I'm going to get rid of accounts because I want to just line it up with this. I'll copy this. And then I will do this. And then you can go in. So we've got your estimated close. So this is where all of your opportunities are going to be. And when you copy and paste them into the correct files, then what you can do is list them as name of shop. You can see how many duplicates are in there. Or you can do it the easy way. And when you export those opportunities out of Sales Logic, it will actually give you the ability to go in and look at all of the different contacts and see who's duplicated and then clear those duplicates for you.
Yeah. Because they show
Does that make sense?
Yep. I knew there was a way.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple. What's interesting is your opportunities are not like all of the other opportunities. So when you go in, it's in leads. That's why. When you click in leads, it will give you all of the leads that they've imported. So they imported 4,376 leads into yours. So just for giggles, when you export this and you save this as a CSV file, and then you go back in and you export the original Sales Logic files and combine both of these files together, that is what is going to give you the information as to whether they're an existing account or if they've already been an account. Or you can go into Google Contacts and import those CSV files and say merge all duplicates, and it will merge every duplicate you have.
I muted myself, so now can you hear me?
I can, yes.
When I'm on with you, so I don't shoot out with a stupid question. I mute myself.
Oh, no
so
question is stupid.
I just noticed I was muted.
Oh, no question is stupid ever. So this is a great way to do that. And like I said, when I did that with Michael Still, we found a lot of duplicates, and it really cleaned a lot of this up because some of these accounts, you know, they don't matter in all honesty because you already have them in your other system, so you're really just duplicating people that you have.
Exactly. And a lot of the account they put in there were garbage. Garbage.
Yeah, they're not the best leads. I've noticed some of that. You know, and the other things that I do think is great about this though is they went in and they put, you know, they separated auto repair and commercial truck and things like that. And although they didn't include their email addresses, this is going to be phenomenal because when you export these to send out an email newsletter with, we can go in and we can export your sales logic and cross-reference these. And when we cross-reference those together, it will actually get rid of all of the other accounts and match any emails that we have for these areas. And then we can start sending out different types of email newsletters to different types of customers.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's great.
So
I think maybe I'll do it. I'll go ahead. Wait a minute. I'll probably do it this weekend.
well, actually, I can do this. Let me show you something. So when we utilize our statistics, I can export your file right here. So we'll export this. And then I am going to save this in your file. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to change the headers of what we import to our file, but then I could go to your account and I could see all accounts with email. Now, is this the one that you're talking about, Al?
Yes, that's the one I created.
Okay, so we have, but this isn't every account that you have, correct?
No. I created,
Okay.
if you notice, everything in here is 101.
Okay, so if you had all 7,090, for example, we can also export this to a file, and it's going to open up with our correct headers, because we have to have the correct headers when we import this. So what I would do is I would go in and I would match your headers together. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to move this down. So I don't have a ship to right here, but I'm just going to change this to ship to. Actually, I will just add ship to after I delete all of that.
That account with email, I created when I had only 101 by itself.
Oh, so we need to create.
So when they imported all the other 185 and 271, like I didn't know how long they were going to give it to me for, so I did not create a new one. But I should go in there and create a new one.
Well, and that's completely fine. I'm going to delete this also, and then I have the company right here, the company name. Now on this, I have to have account, is what it needs to say.
I see, same as the other one.
Right, and then I'm going to insert, and I'm going to insert one more. So on here, I'm going to do my corp ID.
And the other one is PDG.
PDG. Okay, and then we have our address, correct? We have our city and our state and our postal code and our main phone. We have territory. And then we have our email. Okay, so I'm going to save this under your file. And I would just do my computer.
Is that 2012?
2013. It's 2013. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording right now because the software that we developed is proprietary. So